Hey gorgeous, this video is for you if you're tempted to slash your prices right now, especially if you're discounting from a place of panic. Stop that right now because there might be a better option for you. Now, discounting can be such a tricky thing because it trains your audience to wait until you have a discount or offer a special deal. And from a money mindset perspective, it can sometimes send the message that you don't value yourself at full price. Even from a reputation perspective, it can sometimes damage your brand. Now, before we get into it, I'm not saying to never discount. This is your business. You can do what you want, and there are no right or wrong rules around this. But if you're tempted to slash and burn your prices right now out of fear, I've got some alternative strategies for you. Tip number 1, don't assume that people don't want to buy at your full price. This is really the most important lesson. It's the only one that you really need to know. Don't create a story that your customers don't want to pay your full price. And yes, there's a lot going on in the world, and you absolutely have to be sensitive about how you market your services. But in any economy, people are trying to solve problems, live their lives, and in lots of ways continue their businesses. Lots of businesses thrive in any economy, and they want to do their part to keep the economy going too. They still need business coaches, bookkeeping, new websites, and help with their social media. Like, for example, I'm working with an editor, a web designer, and a graphic designer right now for various different projects. And this isn't just millionaires, right? Lots of regular people both have the budget and the bandwidth to work with you right now, if your product or service is something that they want or need. So don't make that decision for them. When the economy is doing badly, there are a lot of people who might not be able to afford to work with you right now. But allow yourself to serve the people who can work with you right now, who can afford to work with you right now, and can help you stay in business so you can continue to serve others in the future. And this isn't just business stuff, by the way. Lots of people buy comfort items in bad economies, like ukulele lessons, book subscriptions, and even candles and beautiful luxury items. So stop making decisions for people. Tell people what you have to offer. Literally just show up and tell people how you can help them, and continue to work on your money mindset, like the story that selling in a bad economy is exploiting people. Here's what not to do. Obviously, don't be an asshole about it, and don't guilt people into working with you who can't afford it. That's an easy one. But on the other side, don't pull all of your marketing. Don't take products off your website. Don't stop doing your newsletter because somebody might be looking for your very thing. But just double check your marketing. Sometimes messages can be a little bit tone deaf in a bad economy or when there are big things happening in the world. Tip number 2, offer a longer payment plan instead of discounting. Now, for example, for my Money Bootcamp, we usually just do an extended payment plan once a year. But sometimes when weird things go off in the economy, we do a longer term payment plan just for a very short period of time. And we did this recently and we had 100 new people join. Now, of course, payment plans can attract an extra fee because the truth is it will cost you more to administer the default. Offering a payment plan works great if you have something that's quite far away, maybe a conference or a retreat that's coming up, so people can pay it off in full before the event. This also works if you have a course or an e-product that doesn't take a lot of your personal time to deliver, but is long-term. So for example, my Money Bootcamp has live coaching calls every month. So there is an incentive for people to keep paying their payments because they are still getting ongoing value. Now, here are some don'ts. Don't do this if it's something that you're delivering upfront. For example, a website or a personal service that you deliver in person, because you want to get that money upfront before you deliver it. And if you're unprepared to follow up on people defaulting, then offering a payment plan might not be the right thing for you right now. because if it makes you feel mean or you're really stuck in putting boundaries into place, it could create a lot of stress for you. Now, I actually have scripts for this in my latest book, Chillpreneur, if that helps. Tip number 3, before you offer a discount, see how you can offer someone a package. So my hair salon, for example, has a package deal for getting blow dryers. You buy 10 and yes, you do get an overall discount, but it really is a win-win. It's a great deal for someone like me who gets regular weekly blowouts, and I also feel like I'm being rewarded for my loyalty. And yes, it's technically a discount, but rather than discounting single sessions, you get a much higher price up front, but also you get that customer loyalty and longevity embedded into it. If you see your clients weekly, monthly, or even quarterly, see if they want to get a package deal. Just make sure you communicate really clear deadlines or expiry dates around this. So this works really well for repeat customer businesses. If you see people regularly, or you do massages or personal services or coaching or cleaning services, this works great. It also works great for businesses that have other upsells, so you can still make money each time your client uses it. So for example, my hair salon has impulse items in store like beauty or homewares, and I usually buy something every time I go. Now, don't do this if it's going to lose you money. Each session still has to be worth it by itself. Otherwise, you'll feel resentful or like you're basically working for free. Also, don't do this if it cheapens your brand. For example, listing on a deal site could really cheapen your brand, and it could attract bargain hunters who will never necessarily become customers at your full price. And don't do this for your bells and whistles service. You have to resist the urge to over-deliver. Okay, tip number 4, supersize. Maybe instead of discounting, you give someone an incentive by giving extra value to your usual service. So it could be, if you buy a coaching session this week, you get an extra 30 minutes free. If you purchase my course this month, you can come to a free live group party. If you buy my website package this month, instead of 3 pages, you get 5 pages. Or if you're an editor, you could give 10 extra pages edited for your package. If you're a product-based business, you could offer a free candle with every purchase over $100, or a limited edition t-shirt when you do a custom order. Maybe it's about faster turnaround. You get the idea. By framing this as a special bonus, you're incentivizing people who might want to work with you, but they are just on the fence about investing right now. Because some people just can't resist extra value, and it will give them the motivation to jump and commit. So you can do this mostly on things that are a value add for your clients, but don't stress you out or drain you. I would highly suggest that you make this a limited time offer or a limited amount of customers so you don't get overwhelmed. And don't forget to put an expiry date on this, because otherwise you'll get people in like 10 years time still trying to redeem that offer. Now, here's when to not do this. I want to be really careful about doing this with your personal one-to-one time if you don't have a lot of bandwidth right now, because it could quickly get overwhelming and you might not be able to fulfill it all. Also, be mindful about this if you are really bad at boundaries. Just be very clear on the extras and don't over-deliver on top so you don't get overwhelmed. But otherwise, it can work great. Okay, tip number 5, offer online help. A lot of businesses right now are wondering about how they can serve clients online, even traditionally face-to-face industries that had to pivot. Now, a lot of my friends are professional speakers or trainers, or they do in-person consultations. A lot of my friends run retreats and big conferences. And of course, they got freaked out, but some have gracefully pivoted and offered their services online as a short-term or even sometimes a permanent alternative. Now, you do not have to automatically discount because you've changed the way you deliver your product or service. A lot of people actually prefer it. And remember, they're paying for your solution, not necessarily the way you deliver it or your physical presence. I continue to see a lot of my people online because I actually prefer it. For example, when we couldn't see people face to face, I didn't want to skip out on our couples therapy sessions or our quarterly business planning sessions. We did them online. We couldn't see them in person, but I wouldn't have dreamt about asking for a discount because I was after the result, not the method. So you might find a creative way to pivot your business into more of an online offering, but be proactive and offer a win-win solution. And you'd be surprised, lots of people actually prefer it and you do not need to discount. All right, tip number 6 before you discount, sell your expertise. Now, this is particularly important if you are someone who is an event planner or in an industry that kind of got freaked out over the last couple of years. Almost every industry professional has something to teach others. You could package up your systems, package up your checklists and hacks, and sell them to people who need it. You can consult to newbies in your industry, maybe where you were 5 years ago, or give consulting for some of them too, and even some of your clients to DIY the services you normally offer to them. Now you might think, why would I teach what I give to my clients to potentially a competitor? Or why would I give away all my secrets? Or why would I help my clients do it for themselves? People are often worried about cannibalizing their own client base if they teach what they know. But you know what? It actually doesn't work that way. Sometimes it creates even more business for you. And sometimes they're just completely different target markets. Some people like to do it themselves. Other people like me would always prefer to hire it out. Either way, you're helping people with your expertise and they'll remember that when they want to work with you further. So don't discount, just find ways to offer your expertise in a different way. You could offer a DIY course or a book, and it can serve 2 purposes for you. Sets up some passive income, and it gets you more customers later because most people realize that it would be much easier just to hire you. Okay, tip number 7, offer a mini or light version of what you do rather than discounting. Now, I don't always recommend this, but it can be a great way to maintain the integrity of your full service, but still create a couple of more affordable options for people. For example, if you usually solve 3 problems for a client, let them pay for 1 solution. If you do hour consults, maybe you could offer a 30-minute option for a limited amount of time. If you normally have one-to-one students, you could offer them a more cost-effective group coaching program, for example. But you have to play with the numbers so you don't get burnt out, because halving the time doesn't necessarily mean halving your rates. Now, it's technically a discount, but as long as you're maintaining your integrity around the value you offer and you put a very specific deadline or boundary around it, it really can work out as a great strategy. Remember, your time should always be the most valuable resource in your business, and you only have a finite amount of hours. So think about creating an e-course or writing a book that's a summary of what you do. Now, for example, many people buy my $2,000 Money Bootcamp after reading one of my $10 books because it's a completely different experience. But they still get massive value out of reading my book, and then it becomes a marketing tool for me. Now's the time for you to get a little bit creative about how you can package up your expertise. So for example, you could do a DIY version, but still offer consulting off the back of it for people who want more customized help or individual support. Okay, so do this if you can easily break up your services into light versions, but without over-delivering and giving them more for less. Put a deadline and boundary around how you offer this and what you get and what you don't get. Basically, don't do this if you're just going to undercharge from a confidence issue. Remember, you can help people solve a problem quicker because of your expertise. Okay, tip number, what are we up to? 8. You can ask people to prepay. Now, for example, I would be totally happy to prepay for my kids' dance school fees if I knew that it would help the dance school keep afloat in these crazy times. Now, there might be people in your community who understand this and who are in a position to help and to prepay. Now, a lot of businesses might be sending out emails right now offering massive discounts, and you feel like you have to do the same. But what if instead you gave people the option to prepay and get some sort of cool incentive? So prepay for the next term or their next work with you and get a special gift. And it could be something that you already have in stock. You could ask people to prepay and you'll donate it to somebody else who might not be able to pay full price right now. So again, don't assume that people are always looking for a discount. Some people actually love to prepay for tax reasons or because they have unused budget in their businesses that they have to use, especially if it's the end of a month, end of a quarter, or end of a tax year. Give people a cool incentive to prepay, and some of them will. Recently, we reached out to a lot of people who were on a long-term payment plan for my Money Bootcamp, and we gave them incentive to pay it off in full. And lots of people just said, yeah, okay, because we asked them. So give people the option to prepay you rather than asking everyone for a discount. Okay, tip number, what are we up to? Tip number 9. I can't do it. Build philanthropy into your offerings. Now, some of your clients might really want to help other people right now, and you can add this into your business, which is a really smart and kind business decision. You might decide that 10% of your profits go towards a local food bank, or you could do something like a buy one, give one model, like Tom's Shoes or Warby Parker glasses, where a purchase triggers an equal donation to someone in need. And my local donut shop did this as well. They said for every $100 spent in store, we're going to donate donuts to the local hospital to thank first responders. I did not have need of $100 worth of donuts, but it was a really easy, fun decision for me, and it made me feel good as well. So you could let customers buy gift cards for other families, or for future services, or for scholarships for other people. You can build this automatically into your business. So for example, when you join our Money Bootcamp, it automatically donates a portion of your fee to a charity that helps girls in Kenya go to school. And people feel really good about this, and you can feel good too. So you can do this straight away. If your profit margins allow, you can do this straight away. You can also do this if your community is asking how they can help. Allow people to feel generous. It feels good. Now, don't be afraid to tell your customers about this out of thinking that giving should only be done privately or anonymously, because people donate to feel good. It feels great for people to be generous. Also, don't give away so much that you jeopardize your actual business too. It has to be sustainable and profitable for you, which means you might even increase your prices so you can build that into your profit margin. Okay, tip number 10, this is the last one. Make it easier for people to give you money. Be mindful of any barriers to working with you. Is your website clunky? Is it unclear? Do you make it hard for people to buy from you? For example, is your buy now button or book here button hidden on your page? Now is not the time to be shy. So instead of discounting right now, just cast an eye over your offerings and simplify it so it makes it easier. Can someone literally go there right now and buy from you or book in with you? Even if it's just an hour of your time, is there some way that people can give you money right now, or to buy a gift card? Are you making it really easy for people to buy from you, offering credit card payments or PayPal? People cannot give you money if you don't tell them what you can offer. People can't support you if you don't ask, and people can't give you money if you're making them jump through hoops. So don't automatically discount, go and look for the obvious wins first. All right, so that was 10 ideas. You don't have to implement all of them, but hopefully that sparked some ideas about what to do before you panic and start slashing your prices. And I would love to hear what ideas came up for you and what ideas you would like to implement. And what if you're still feeling unsure about this and you're still tempted to decrease your prices? Well, remember, this kind of fear is really common for entrepreneurs. And while I can't help you and tell you exactly what to charge, I can make sure that your money blocks aren't impacting your pricing and stopping you from earning the money that you deserve. I have helped thousands of entrepreneurs break through money blocks in my books and in my Money Bootcamp course. But I have a totally free resource for you today. It's my free Money Blocks workshop, which can help you clear your money blocks fast so they don't sabotage your pricing or your income. So you can watch it right now at denisedt.com/blocks. It's as easy as that. All right, gorgeous, it's your time and you're ready for the next step. Hey gorgeous, it's Denise here again. I would love to invite you into my brand new free money masterclass. I'll be talking about 7 big money blocks and exactly how you can clear them. I want to help you break free of your limiting beliefs so you can go to the next level of income. It's going to be easier than you think, but it all starts with getting out of your own way. Join me today over at denisedt.com/blocks and let's get started together.